to the Generational Mirror. I'm your host, Tasha, and here we talk honestly about being a woman through faith, femininity, and wisdom. This is where women reflect, heal, and grow through every season of our life. So get comfortable because it's tea time with Tasha. Now, before we go any further, I want to send a special shout out to everyone who supported this podcast. For my love tribe, my family, for financially supplying my thoughts with their wallets. They made this happen. We worked hard to get this here. And it's not easy building a podcast, especially when you're putting all your passion into it. But this right here is a no judgment zone. This is our safe space for real women with real life stories. And if you're listening right now, I want you to know something from the beginning. You are not alone. See, I created this Generational Mirror podcast because there are so many things I just wish that I knew when I was younger. And being a woman, relationship issues, heartbreaks, anything about aging, about finding myself again after life has taken so many pieces of me. I realize so many of us are just figuring it out as we go. Us women stay in survival mode. But when does the real healing begin? And as we exist, we try to be everything for everybody. You know what we do? We lose ourselves. We become so many titles: a mom, a girlfriend, wifey. But nobody really sat us down and said, this is what it feels like becoming a woman. And this is what you need to do to take care of yourself while you're doing it. There were moments in my life where I didn't even recognize myself anymore. Just the pain, the embarrassment, the hurt. It seemed like I had it all together. But honestly, I suffocated in silence. And it wasn't because I wasn't strong. That's what we feel like as women. When we go through things, even if it was done to us, we feel weak, like being cheated on, lied to, manipulated, and feeling like a fool. We feel like we lost our strength and our identity, but we didn't. And I know I'm not the only one. See, there's women out there listening right now who look like they all have it together, but inside and behind the scenes, we can't even look ourselves in the mirror. And that's what this space is definitely for. Not perfection, not pretending, just truth. And it's going to get real raw some days, ladies, but we are healing together. Now, the reason why I named this podcast The Generational Mirror is because we learned so much by just reflecting. Reflecting on who we were, who we are, and who are we becoming. And also just learning from each other. Women of all ages, because there's wisdom in every stage of a woman's life. Here, on this podcast, we're going to talk about some real things, ladies, like love, pain and illness, healing, faith, menopause. How about men on pause? Through the abstinence. Y'all got to tell me about that one. Enlighten me, ladies. Building our confidence, just knowing our self worth, and just living out our own calling. Seems hard? Mm-mm. We're going to talk about it. And I'm also going to bring on some special guests, women who are willing to share their stories, their lessons, and their truths. Because we don't grow in silence, ladies. We grow in honesty. And if you're listening right now and something is in your spirit that says, this is for me, I want you to stay right here because this is our podcast. I am your host, and I don't claim to know it all, have it all, but it feels like I've been through it all. And I'm willing to share, tell that truth, the whole truth. And that's what makes this podcast different. Again, thank you so much for spending this time with me here on the Generational Mirror. Now, if this speaks to you, ladies, please, 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 please share. We need that. And remember, you are not too late, never too old, and definitely never forgotten. God is still writing our stories, ladies. Trust me. Whew. I see you next time, my T babes. And always remember, here in the generational mirror, it's tea time with Tasha.